think the march really became something special to me when I was 12 years old and in 7th grade, when I participated in the school's speech contest. And I chose Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech as a speech that I would present to the middle school, and in fact had to present the speech, memorize the speech, and then present it to this entire room of adults. Dr. King and my father actually met for the first time. I have a photo on the mantel in my home when they met in 1957 in New Orleans. So my father and Dr. King were actually born the very same year. My mother went to graduate school with Dr. King. And Dr. King visited New Orleans in 1957 to found the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Was actually founded at the New Zion Baptist Church in New Orleans. My father was a pioneer. My father did many, many things. And of course, he's best known for being the first African American to serve as mayor of New Orleans, getting elected in 1977. And his life was an inspiration to me, although I never imagined that I would serve in the position he served in. He never saw me run for nor win public office because he died in 1989. And to a great extent, his life inspired all of us. My mother was a teacher, a university educator, a civic activist, as well as a mother and a wife who, in her own ways, was a pioneering person. They instilled the basic values of, one, you were going to get a good education. So the second thing that was instilled in us, and I think this is the value system of civil rights, and that was the idea that you owed a very important obligation to your community, to the nation, to society, to stand up for what is absolutely and actually right. I can't remember not being involved, even as a child, or my parents not being involved deeply in community and civic affairs. And a lot of that rubs off on you. And it's instilled in me, I think, a passion and a fire to do what I'm doing today. To redeem the dream means we must continue the dream. Continue the dream and continue the work to achieve the dream. The dream is an ideal, and the ideals and the values that this nation was founded on were, if you will, refreshed and reinvigorated by Dr. King's vision, by the March on Washington. In many respects, this generation's obligation is the continuation of the work to help us achieve the dream. We have to redeem the dream by not allowing that vision and the work to die. The change in the nation has been dramatic and transformative. Every walk of American life has changed either a little bit or significantly. And I challenge anyone who suggests that nothing has changed or that things have not changed. We live in a very different nation than we lived in 1963. We can and should and must be proud of that fact. The nation has changed from a racial standpoint, it's changed from a gender standpoint, it's changed from an outlook standpoint. But not so soon, America. You cannot declare victory yet. We cannot declare victory yet because of the continuing persistent economic problems, the violence that plagues American cities, the large, unacceptable number of Americans who live in poverty, particularly Americans who are Black and Latino. Not so fast, yes, progress, but a continuation of progress is what is needed in 21st century America.